Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today I'll be unboxing the Beast Snagga Stampede for the Orks faction from Warhammer 40,000. If you want to pick up your own Games Workshop products and you're at a discounted price and you're in the EU or UK, then head over to Element Games using the link in the description below. You'll generally get around 15% off all Games Workshop products, including paints and brushes, and if you use the link, I'll get a 5% kickback for every purchase you make through that link, as it drops a cookie in your browser letting them know you've come from me. Before you do that though, let's continue with the unboxing. So you get 19 miniatures within this box, which you can see on the back here. So you get 10 Beast Snagga Boyz, you get a kill rig, you get Mozrog Skragbad, you get a Painboss, and then you get a box of Squighog Boyz as well. So let's take a look inside. So in the box, as you can see, you get quite a few sprues. This is quite light considering sort of the sizes of the box. So as you can probably tell, there's quite a lot of air there. You've got all your Squighog Boy bases, as well as the one for the Painboss, and you've got a couple 25mm ones as well. So you've got your various instruction books. So you've got Mozrog, you've got your Squighog Boyz, you've got Beast Snagga Boyz, you've got your kill rig. So it's pretty obvious which pieces are the kill rig. You've got this big piece here, and this one as well. You've got Mozrog Skragbad here by the looks of it. What looks like the Painboss. Some of your Beast Snagga Boyz. This is your Squighog Boyz. Rest of the Squighog Boyz by the looks of it. And then what's left of the kill rig as well. So you've got your base for the kill rig, Mozrog Skragbad, and then your oval bases for the Squighog Boyz. What looks like the rest of the Painboss, and also your Ork transfer sheets. So you've got your various Ork clans, Bad Moons, Evil Sons, Goths, Snakebites, Death Skulls, Blood Axes, Freebooters, and you've also got what looks like a few more generic Ork symbols and Czech symbols as well. So you get 2 of those, and also in there is your instructions for the Painboss. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Painboss and then work our way up to each of the different units. So Painboss, Beast Snagga Boyz, Squighog Boyz, Mozrog Skragbad, and then finish with the kill rig. So as you can see here, building up the Painboss, you've got a lot of little pieces. Start off by building up the torso and the legs and the arms, and then you finish off sort of the head and then this convoluted backpack here. So you've got about 18 different pieces, which isn't that many really when you think about it. It just feels like a lot for what you get. So you can see sort of all the details on these models already. I love the sort of muscle definition they've got. You've got a nice mix of mechanical pieces with the helmet as well to provide a lot of contrast for this model. And this on the back here is mostly the inside of the model, so there's a lot less detail as you can see, but you still got things like the claw and the fur on the inside of the loincloth. Let's have a look for some mould lines now. Probably going to be quite hard to look at the cabling here. You can just about sort of make them out. It's really hard to get a good angle for these mould lines because they're just not very prominent at all. Yeah, you can just about make them out on the staff or the backpack here. Let's see if we can see them on the other sprue. It's really good though that they're so faint because it means they're really easy to remove. Yeah, you can see them sort of on the underarm of the arm, underside of the arm here. It's really well designed kit. It should be easy to clean up and relatively easy to build. Next up, we've got the Beast Snagga Boyz. So you get 10 of these in the box. You can build a Beast Snagga Knob or a Beast Snagga Boy here, which you can see here. So you've got your torso and your leg, which you assemble. Then you do the arms, and you've got a piece of shoulder armor as well. And then you can see them down the bottom here. Alternatively, you can build this one as a boy, which you can see you've got similar concept. So leg and torso, body, then arms, then your shoulder pad and your head. So they're quite easy to build. And you can see that again here. Got your torsos. So your main body comes in two pieces. Then you do your arm and your shoulder pad, your head, and you've got a choice of weapons. So your assembly of your weapon is a bit longer, or you can choose to build the one with the axe. Working through the rest of them, they're all relatively straightforward, sort of 6 pieces. Again, leg and body, arms, shoulder pad and head. And again, for just all the rest of them. You've got a few options that you can do with them by giving them all grenades. So let's have a look at the sprue. So you can see here, this is what you get. It's just these 2 sprues that are connected. And you can work out where everything is relatively easily. It's all numbered nicely. So you've got a couple of backs here, here, here. And then you've got sort of extra pieces. So front of the torso, weapon, and so on. Really love all the sort of cloth material. It's a little bit of metal armor, but they're sort of more cloth based than the regular orcs. The inside, there's a lot less detail here, again because it's the sort of inside of the models. So let's have a look, see if we can spot any mold lines. So again, they are quite faint. You can just about make them out on the underside of the orc here. Or if we try, you can kind of see them again just about here, but they're really, really faint. So cleaning these up and assembling these should be really straightforward and quick. Might take you a while if you've got a lot of them, which orcs generally have a lot of models, but in terms of individual models, each one shouldn't take you too much time. Next up is the Squighog Boyz. This time we've got 3 sprues for them, and you've also got these different sized oval bases as well as a 25mm round one. So you start off by building up the knob. You can see here you've got the body of the squig, and then you've got a couple different variations that you can go for as well. So you do body, legs, and so forth, and then you do the heads as well. Then you start by building the rider up. So as you can see here, you do the torso, then the legs, the arms and heads, so a bit reminiscent of the Beast Snagga Boyz. You've got a couple different options for your sidearm as well. Then you work on building up the boys. So again, you've got the same principle of body, head, and then you work on the boy. So the boy again is 2 halves of the torso. You've got the head, do some various different bits on the squig. And then you do the arms and sort of extra pieces on the Squighog Boy. So you've got a grot on this one, which you might, if you're clever, be able to sort of convert and kit bash onto the other ones. Again, so the next Squighog Boy, you're looking at a very similar concept. So assemble the squig, so body then head. Then you do the boy, so torso, head, got a few accessories on the squig. and then you do the arms, and you've got another grot hanging onto the back there as well. And this one, even though it's got no back legs, it's got a wheel, you're still looking at a very similar concept. And build. Finally, you've got the little Grotton Squig bomb, which you can see here, which is a very quick assembly as well. So let's have a look at the sprue, which you can see here is the majority of it. There's another piece as well, which I'll have a look at in a minute. So you can see you've got the grot. You can easily make out that this is the wheeled squig, and presumably most of this will be for that model. You can see all the detail and all the grooves and warts and everything on the squig. Really, really cool. I love that. Big fan of squigs. Yeah, you can see again you've got all the lumps and bits on the legs. Done a really, really good design with these models. And then the other side is mostly sort of inside pieces, so there's a lot less detail. As you can see here, it's mostly just flat plastic. So let's have a look for mold lines again. And straight away you can see them jumping out at you on, my finger doesn't get weight, on the arm here, so they're a lot more prominent than on the Beast Snagga Boyz. So assembling these and cleaning up is going to take you far, far longer than it would for just the boys. But the bigger pieces don't necessarily have mold lines, it's just things like the legs. But here, how it's designed, you're not going to see much of a mold line on that. Let's have a look at the last piece of the sprue then. Again, it's very much like the previous bits. You can see, you know, the bits of the squig. So this looks like you've got the two Squighog Boyz here, so maybe the knob was over there. But yeah, you can make out the bits of the squig and the rider here and here. And again, it's going to be very similar with the mold lines as a part of the same sprue. Next up, we're going to look at Mozrog Skragbad. So you can build this as Mozrog, or you can just build it as a beast boss on Squigosaur. So you start off by building up the squig. You can see here you start by doing the head. It's got quite a few different pieces. And then you do the body of the squig separately as well. And once you've got to here, you've then got a variation on your build. So you follow 3 to 5 to build Mozrog, or you can go to 6 to build the beast boss. So you're still building the squig here, you've got all these different pieces, and then you start by building up Mozrog himself, which you can see down here, torso, then arms, and then you build the body. Oh, you built the legs up here, and then you attach the body to the legs, and then once you've done that, you finish up. And then it's pretty much the same for the beast boss. You've just got different bit here in the middle, the green bit, and you attach the head, then you do the actual beast boss himself. So let's have a look at the sprue. So you can instantly see how detailed they are just by the fur on Mozrog over here. You can see the power claw down here, part of the beast boss. So it's really obvious to make out what pieces are. You've got the squig, clearly the head pieces over here. And just like the Squighog Boyz, a lot of the insides, just the flat plastic, because you're going to be sticking this model together and you're not going to see them. So slowly look over the sprue, show you all the different details. Then let's try and see if we can spot those mold lines. You can see it on the claw, so they're quite prominent. There shouldn't be many on like the big pieces like this because of how it's designed, but on the bits sort of making up the rider, you are going to find quite a few, as you can clearly see. So assembling this should be relatively straightforward for a bigger model. But yeah, as you could see before, there are quite a few mold lines. Finally, let's look at the kill rig. So this is the biggest model in the box, as you can see just by the amount of sprues that you need. You've got two variants you can build it as either a hunter rig or a kill rig. And then I think if you build the hunter rig, you get the ork on the bottom here as well, separately. So your first steps are 1 to 8 are all the same. It's whether you go 9 or 10 for the kill rig or 11 for the hunter rig. So you start off by building up the squig. Got these big chunky pieces, and then the legs and the head. The head's part of it, sorry. And then step 2, you build up the actual rig, which you can see here, which sort of sits on the back of the squig. And you've got the various platforms that you attach to it as well. So here you can see you're still building it up. So there's lots of pieces, lots of sort of small fiddly pieces you make to create these bigger pieces. You've got like a little watchtower for and the driver's rig. So again, you can see sort of following through, you are building up sort of individual smaller pieces, which you then attach. So like this is part of the gun. And then you've got your riders here as well. So just looking at the instructions, you can tell how much more complicated and longer this kit is going to take you to build. Now you've got to the option part. Do you build a kill rig or do you build a hunter rig? So building a kill rig, you start off by building up this little platform. Step 9, and then step 10, you attach the platform, and then you build up the pieces here that you've used in 5 and 6. You attach them here and here. You've then got number 9 that you build on here. So all of 8, sorry, and 7. So all your previous pieces come together nicely. So with the hunter rig, again, it's very similar. You've got this guy who you can sit on the top, and you've also got the same pieces from before that you just slot into place. You end up with this at the end. So let's have a look at the sprues. So as you saw before, we had quite a few sprues. We're going to look at them one by one. And so you can clearly see you've got the Ork Boyz on this one. You've got what looks like part of a gun, part of the platform. Let's have a look for mold lines on this one, as we've got the Ork Boyz here. And then we sort of glance over them on the other ones. So quite hard to make out, which is good, which means they're really, really faint if they are there. I'm struggling to see them. And oh yeah, you can just about make them out on the leg here. So they are there, but you shouldn't have a lot to clean up, which is great considering how many pieces this kit has. So here you can see this is sort of the main part of the rig. There's not a lot of organic components on here. You've got a part of the squig, but that's basically about it. The rest of it is mainly your metal pieces. So it should help you on your assembly. Again, a lot of the big pieces are insides, so they're not double-sided, as it were. And then finally, we've got the last bit of the sprue, which you can see here is your sort of big components. You've got the squig, and sort of the main parts of the ramp. And again, you've mostly got the metal components. There's a couple of orcs, like orc pieces, but largely this is the metal bits. So that is it for the unboxing. Now obviously the Beast Snagga Stampede box was released for Christmas 2023, so you might be able to get it currently, but all of the individual pieces are available separately. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This helps me grow as a channel and be seen by more people, and it's always good to hear your feedback as well. If you want to see more from me, then head over to mythicalmeeples.com. There's lots of content on there, and I'm always adding more every week. And if you want to support me in other ways, then you can support me on Patreon as well, where you'll gain access to sneak previews, behind the scenes, and extra content. And as I said at the beginning of this video, if you use the Element Games link in the description below, it'll drop a cookie into your browser, letting them know you come from me. I'll get 5% kickback for every purchase you make through that link, and you'll get money off all of your Games Workshop products. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.